Good morning. I'm so happy you're here at the Godstone Ranch School of the Arts. My name is Miss Karen or Miss Garrett. I don't go by Miss I'm so glad that you're here. You know that I have a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, and a minor in sculpture, ceramics, and oil painting. But did you know that I taught fashion illustration and character development for about 7.5 years too at the college. So I am trying to help you get your body today. We did the heads the first day and then hair yesterday, and today we're going to do the body. So get a piece of paper, get a pencil and a ruler. I think that's it. Yeah, come on back. Okay, take your ruler and measure from the top of your head, so go like this, and to your chin, go, it's fun. Do this, okay, something like that to see how tall your head is. Wait, there we go. Okay, so you should be around, if it's a guy, 8 or 8.5. For a girl, it could be 7 to 7.5 to 8, somewhere in there. Okay, but whatever it is from the top of your head to your chin, there we go, straight, is going to be the measurements that we go by to do the entire body, male or female, okay? So what I want you to do first is make a line straight down the center of your paper. Like that. And then now I'm going to tell you some more stuff. Okay, so 7.5 for me, but then you might be 7, you might be 8, you might be 8.5. But whatever that is, you're going to go from your chin to the middle of your chest, so right there. That is exactly a head length. Can you believe that? Isn't that cool? Now get this one. Go from your chest to your waist. That's exactly a head length. And then if you go from your waist down to your crotch, that is exactly a head length. So this is 0, this is 1, that means 1 head length. This is 2, 3, and 4. Okay? All fashion and goes by these head lengths. And then the characters we're going to shrink or widen to distort. Okay? So what I want you to start off with, everybody, is to do the ideal fashion figure. I want you to make a little mark. Now let's go across the top of our paper. My ruler is crooked because it got cut. But okay, so I'm going to do like this, and I'm on the side, I'm going to put a big 0 because at the top of my head, I'm going to put top head. Okay, do that. I'm going to change my camera angle since I showed you that. But before I do, did you know this? So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, your elbows that we're pushing all of our buttons with, and we're elbow bunking, everybody, is right at your waist. See? Go like that. Okay? 0, 1, 2, bing, 3 elbows, and look at your wrists right here. 4. Exactly at 4, 3. Okay. Your deltoid, which is right, that's your bicep. This is your deltoid. Your deltoid cut comes exactly to the 2. Neat, huh? The body is so cool. And where are our eyes between the 0 and the 1? Right at half. Where's your nose? Half of the half. Where's your mouth? Half of the half of the half. And your hair is the 2/3 up, okay? Let's keep everything in mind. So we are going to make a graph on this piece of paper. I just wanted you to know what we're talking about. The legs on a croquis figure, which is a French word for the fashion figure that we're drawing. People don't exist like this, but it just makes the clothes look nicer. Now for the characters, once you learn this, I'm going to teach you how to distort all of it so that you can make your characters super cool. All right, I'm going to pause and make you a graph and then show it to you. Okay, So I did my square. I marked it into 2/3. I did my circle. I widened it out, came down to my little bird bowl, and made my egg head. So do that. When you're done, I want you to go to the half and put a line, half of the half for the nose, and half of the half for the mouth, so that you know that you have your proper dimensions, and then 1/3, and then mark the top 2/3. That's where the hairline is. So you know how to do an ear. Just go ahead and add a little ear. That pin is very fat, sorry. Okay, so do that. You might want to pause it if you need to. I'm going to keep going. So for the girl croquis, the shoulders are at 1.5. So right here, and by the way, I'm drawing upside down, and I'm going to be writing upside down so that you can see better. Okay, so what is that? It's the chin. Okay, so now right here at 1.5, I'm going to do a little dotted line at the 1.5 line. Go ahead and do that with me. That's going to be your shoulder. Top. Shoulder top. Okay. So your neck is going to come down to that place. Do not do a mountain neck that looks like a mountain. Don't do a vase neck that goes like that, okay, in and out. Just pretty much comes straight down. We refine things later. And I want you at the bottom to come out just a little bit. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, well, how wide do I make my shoulder? Okay, well, here's kind of the rule. If your head is like this, your neck comes down, don't make your shoulders like out to there and then your waist, you know, that looks silly. Don't make them right here coming straight down. Even if it's a girl, a little girl, she needs to have a little bit of, the waist has to come in some. So you're going to have to eyeball it yourself. But once you get through with the neck, what did we have at number 2? That would be the center of the chest, so center. Chest. And then 3, remember, is the waist. And the elbows. If you need to slow down, just pause it. And then 4 would be the wrist and the crotch. Okay. So after you do the head and the neck, you're going to go straight down to the waist, and your waist is going to be about the width of the head. I told you this isn't real, it's just the way but that's how you draw your clothes to make it look nice. So I'm going to come down, ding, 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 ding. Okay, and I'm going to do kind of a backward little C. Not too much. And a lot of times people will do this. They'll come to the waist and they'll do that. Nobody's waist looks like that, you know, and then the hips come out of it. Nobody's waist looks like that. So please don't do that. What you're trying to do is eventually we're going to come here, meet with this little C that goes like that, meet with it, and then go to the hip and down to the crotch. So you're just showing where that little curve is going to be, but it does not look like that. So do that. Okay, at that point, I'm going to have to decide. If I go way out here, it's too far. If I come in too close, it's a boy with, you know, girl body, boy body or something. But what we want is the girls have wider shoulders, wider hips than their waists. Now, little girls, not so much, but we're doing a tween, okay? So I'm going to come there and see how I connected nicely. So this has a little bit of a bone structure because that's the bottom of your ribs. So let's come out to there. Okay, Now, I'm going to keep going. If you need to pause, pause. So for a girl, they're the same. The width of the shoulders is the same as the hips. So we're going to go now the head to the waist, shoulders to the hips. So we're going to come down to there. And we're going to do a little bird bowl on the line there. Okay. And at this point, I told you the deltoid, which is the top of your shoulder, top of your arm, is right here. So what I want you to do is make a little oval, kind of is slightly over that point and down, and it goes at a slight angle like that, so that your shoulder can go around it and into it, around it and into it. Okay, so those are your deltoids. The next thing we're going to do is, like I showed you yesterday, a little bit of the clavicle bones. They tilt down. It's nice. Okay, and then I told you that the center of the chest is right here on number 2. Oh, and deltoid, put over here, deltoid. Wait, is that a B? Oh, sorry, there's a D. Okay, so now your bicep is going to go out just a little bit, not too much. Girls aren't going to be, okay, maybe some are, but just for the fashion figure, we need to have it long and lean. And under the arm, straight down to it, under the arm, straight down to it. Okay, now the belly button is not exactly at the 3. It's pretty close, it's just below there, so add in right about here, belly button. Okay, doesn't that look good? All right, so the chest right here, what we're going to do, I'm going to do it with a pencil so that I can show you how to do it. Don't touch here, do touch here, and you're going to make a circle that is, it's going to look kind of crazy big and round. Just do it, please. Touch the side, don't touch the center line, and the circles have to be the same size and centered. So do that, even if it looks crazy big and abnormal, the whole body is going to look crazy and abnormal. So once you're done with that, erase the top of the circle. And don't try to do it without drawing the whole circle, because it'll look like U's and it'll look really weird. So, okay, now we're going to draw the bottom of that chest area. There you go. All right, so now what we're going to do is look at our wrist and our forearm and our legs. So your forearm is like a bat. It's straight, curves around. I don't want to do it there because it'll look weird. Okay, and the wrist is the smallest place of your arm. So try to do this, and then think, okay, I'm curving around, and then my wrist is the smallest place in my whole arm. Yes, that looks crazy weird, but we work on that later. Okay, so your knees, did we put wrists? Okay, yes, we did. And so now that's the width of your hips. We're going to go to number 6. Come down here. And what I want you to do is go from the middle, make an oval. That's your kneecap. Okay, so let's put knee. And your knee is an oval. So the 7 is going to be like your calf. So let's connect. Let's go straight down here to our knee. From here to our knee. Okay, and now the calf. So your calf is going to be wider than your knee, but not huge because it's a fashion figure. So from here you go out to the calf. So that's knee, this is calf. And then down here at 9, I'm going to put it touching the line. On the line is going to be ankles. Okay, now we're not going to do hands right now or feet right now. That comes in at another time. But I wanted to have you put it on here. So put down an ankle. Yeah, okay. I think that's right. Ankle. So weird upside down. I think I did it right. Okay, and then cap. Okay, so everything goes by a head length, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The only thing that does not go by a head length is your hand. The hand and the feet go by a 3/4 length. So if this is half and this is half of the half, right there is where your hand has to end. So that would be at, so write this down, 4 3/4 is going to be fingertips. Fingertips. Okay. Is that right? No. Tips. There we go. Okay, so that's fingertips right here. Okay, and then the same thing. So that is a 3/4 length. So the very bottom of the paper is going to be 9 3/4. Toe tips. Okay. All right. So that is the female figure. If you want to do a male figure, then we have different measurements for a male. And so let me get a piece of paper and I'll show you, well actually I'll show you on this one. Let me get one of my markers, just a second. Okay, so here's how you change it into a guy. Remember, you add to the head, not that much, but some, and you do the square jaw. You add to the neck. Even if you want the skinny boy look versus the athletic look, it still goes out to that edge there. Okay, so shoulders come higher, deltoids are wider, biceps are bigger, and obviously the forearm's bigger, but the wrist is still the smallest part of the arm. We don't have the round chest, we have squared off chest like that. Guys are more angular. We have the Adam's apple, goes like that, and the clavicle, same deal. Okay, so their torso comes slightly below the waistline for a guy. So, and they have the what you call love handles. So we've got some love handles going on there. And their hips are thinner than their shoulders. So if this is the width of their shoulders, this is still a fine width. But don't go all the way out to the shoulders. Okay, so for their legs, we're going to just widen them some. Okay, their crotch is a little lower than ours. They're more muscular here usually, or just thicker in their ankles also. And so that would be the way we would do that. I hope you can tell, but you could do that on a different piece of paper so you can actually see. So those of you who want to do characters, you wouldn't want to have your legs this long. You would want to probably keep some of this in the same measurements, but you could shrink the legs, you can make everything fatter, way fatter, and any kind of distortion that you do with these lengths right here all the way down, any distortion will make it look more like a character. So, okay, I'm going to stop this and then we'll talk. Okay, so you're going to have to decide if you're going to make a character. Do you want it to be a wise person? Then you might want to make their forehead larger. If you want it to be a bad person, a lot of times they'll make things way more angular in all areas of the body and head and hair. We can do a whole lot with hands, because with a character you don't have to have 5 fingers and 5 toes. You can do 3 or 2, or you can have them be a sword or something like that. It doesn't even have to be fingers, but it has to be believable enough, and it has to go with your concept for your character. So you need to start thinking up, this is what I'd like you to start doing. I know you guys, okay? So I already know that you already have a character in mind, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Go ahead and try to come up with a character, and I know you guys, you already have one. You've probably drawn it 1,000 times, but I'm going to work with you on a new one. Yes, a new one, and not one you've already seen. Let's use our own brain, okay? I want you to come up with this one yourself. So I've already talked to you about going online to look up the fungus, and so we had Scurfy Twilight, okay? And I want you to come up with a character that's going to be your character, and we're going to talk through how you're going to make that believable and wonderful, okay? So fashionistas, get those fashion figures, a male and a female, down. I did that upside down, so you should have it down, okay? Practice, 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 okay? Thank you for coming to the Godstone Ranch School of the Arts. I'm so happy you were here today. I enjoyed myself so much. We have a lot to look forward to. God loves you, God bless you, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow.